All right, everybody, and welcome back to Talevyrr after our short interlude. Had a couple of weeks where certain players were traveling or up to other stuff and unfortunately able to make it. But now we are back, and thank you for bearing with us in these couple of weeks. So let's get right into it, shall we? When last we left our heroes, they had been called to arms once more by the Council of Vault, most importantly, Dromir Ralgarth, their old friend that they had originally met in Bracton, now the new Grand Arcanist of the House of Cuprum. The council meeting was held to discuss the heroes, our party, going along with Dromir and a contingent of Arcanists to the long-since-forgotten Assembly of Metal, a gathering of wizards from each part of Iriond to discuss the matters of governance over the fractured states that used to be the Kingdom of Iriond. After spending some time getting together any equipment that they needed before they went, we ended last week's session, or last time's session as it wasn't last week, with the party just waking up on the second day before they needed to head out, going towards the House of Cuprum to meet up with the Arcanists that they would be essentially accompanying and bodyguarding throughout their time on this journey. So, as we begin, you have all woken up in the morning, much like yesterday morning. It has been snowing slightly during the night. The air is cold and crisp. There is a slight dim sunshine in the air, and there is a small number of people milling about the town, getting up to all manner of usual peasanty goods, selling at the markets, working stuff that is below you now that you are fantastical heroes. So, as you all awake and begin to make your way towards the teleportation chamber, which leads you up to the House of Cuprum itself, that's where we'll begin.
Okay.
Now, unlike last time where there was no one here in the teleportation chamber, there is a member of the House of Cuprum here. This time, he looks very, very bored. He's sat behind a small stone bench in the interior of this teleportation room, with his arm on his chin, just sort of waiting for anyone who wants to come through.
I step forward.
He sort of looks up. Yeah. I'm sorry, sir. I don't have the ability to mind read.
What's the point of being a copper sage, huh? No one recognizes you in your own college. What's the
I'm
point?
sorry, sir. I've only just graduated. It's a copper
You
sage.
need like a badge.
Right.
You need like a badge.
I've got
Or
a
like
rope.
Right, but
Ropes.
like it needs like the collar.
Much bigger than a
Or like
badge.
I know, but you need like a collar or something on it to be like, like I don't know. I'm gonna shut up. Sorry.
I could make a sign and an arrow.
It's fine.
Can
We're
we-
here to
can
see
we-
Arcanist, Grand Arcanist Dromir.
Names and occupations. Starts flicking through a book.
Well, occupations for all of us would be heroes of Vault.
Is that with a capital V?
Yes.
Well, what do you think? We're in the Vault now, aren't we?
Be nice. He's just started his new job. Yes. Well, with a capital V, sweet pea.
And your name?
My name?
No, the other person's name that I pointed to.
You'll have to be more specific.
I'm sorry. Yes, your name. I was having a friendly... Never mind. Yes, your name.
Well, I'm Wulfric. This is
Hi,
Randall.
Madara. Hi.
Pop in from behind Adara. Niss, hi.
and you,
Tae'la from the back.
thank you.
And I am the
Okay.
Copper Sage, Randall Nalo Buckman. You may have heard of me.
I'm sorry, I haven't
Oh.
been
You
out
have
of town
now.
for a while. You're all cleared to go up. Please sign here, here, here. This is a waiver saying that if any parts of your body are left behind, this is not the fault of the House of Cuprum. This here is a insurance document in case anything is broken in your visit.
Oh my god. Why is this a thing?
The law holders have put this in place.
It
Look,
could be
kid,
worse, Randall. It could be a door.
Hey kid, we're kind of tight with the princess and the House of Cuprum. Like, Dromir
And
is a
the
really
Grand
good bud of
Arcanist.
mine. You know, this guy's a copper sage. Like, look at
I'm
Wulfric's
sorry,
helmet, man. Like, that's the
I'm-
crest
I'm
of Vault up
I'm-
there.
I'm very sorry, miss, but
Look, we understand you're doing your job.
look, if you don't
responsibility or whatever,
sound these, I could get fired, and it's my first day.
Okay,
All right.
let's sign them. Congratulations on your new job and your first day.
do we all have to sign them?
Yeah, let's
Yes,
all sign them,
each.
please. Let's just get on with this. Oh,
I need,
bureaucracy.
7
Oh.
signatures in total from each of you.
Oh, geez.
Can I do an insight check?
Sure.
Red tape, the real downfall.
It's the real
Just-
TPK.
14.
14.
Mm.
Yeah, this guy is not hiding anything. He's telling the truth. It's his first day. He's a bookish wizardy sort. He
He's a
likes
little
bureaucracy. He's not
Look,
got
I,
a very
I,
fun
I know
thing.
bookish wizardy sorts.
You get jobs worth everywhere. Let's just
Mm.
hurry up, sign the paperwork, and just leave.
Fine.
yeah, let's sign the
okay.
paperwork and go. We can all sign things. We've all got hands. It's fine. Wouldn't life be weird if we didn't have hands?
Yes, it would.
I
Fine.
mage hand
Fine.
from the back and sign while they are arguing in the front.
Sign.
Yeah, I assume we all sign then.
If this is just a secret way of getting our autographs because we're the heroes of Vault, I'm not going to be happy.
If I see these on D&D eBay, I'm gonna be so upset.
D&D bay.
D&D eBay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
He goes, "No, I'm afraid I don't know who you are. Sorry. Like
That's
I
fine.
said, I've
That's
been
okay.
out
That's
of
fine.
town."
Can you let
That's
us up,
alright.
please?
5 to beam up.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
And he took you like 4 sessions to get the reference. So, as you all wander over and step on the pads, you see the wizard just sort of lazily incants onto the small plate that Dromir did before, and you all feel yourselves being pulled upwards as you appear in the foyer of the college once again. This time, however, you see the large statue of the Grand Arcanist. Sorry, the large tapestry of the Grand Arcanist is not there. It's just a simple, plain banner depicting the symbol of the House of Cuprum. It's not gaudy in any way. It's just
Yes.
that I prefer it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
this is better.
Yeah, I'm a fan of low-key decor, you know.
Yeah,
Hmm.
same. Like it doesn't take away from
Although-
it just adds to it.
Mm.
It would have been nice if we could have been on there as like a heroic stance fighting the dragon. That would have been cool.
Yeah, but like, just think of
Yeah.
how long tapestries take to make, and if they like fucked
Mm.
up your nose or something, that's got to stay there like forever.
Oh, or what if they got the bit where you rolled and ended up crashing into the wall? What if they got that bit? That would have been shit.
Or the bit where the tower fell on us and we were all kind of dead.
Yeah, well,
Except
we
for
wouldn't get them
Niss.
to do. We wouldn't get them to do that. But we'd get them to do the bit where we look heroic and we're
Okay,
fighting a
but
dragon.
what if we didn't get the choice and instead of being heroic, you look kind of silly being slumped underneath me as I tried to protect you?
Then I slipped and I've accidentally set it on fire.
You can't just set things on fire whenever you want. That's silly. It's not very hero-y at all. Bad people actually know. Yeah, no, I would probably.
I mean,
set
you
that
do.
on fire.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want to be on a tapestry where I'm on top of other people. That's probably not a kind of tapestry I want to be in.
as you realize now, you're currently stood in a foyer of the college, and there's about 12 students in the college right now, sort of looking up from their books, with sort of wide-eyed bewilderment as these 5 very strange-looking people are currently having a very loud argument with each other in the foyer of their very quiet school.
I would really enjoy to make eye contact and just smile,
How
and then go back to the conversation.
how are the acoustics in
wait.
this hall? Is it very echoey?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I'm
It's
popping
big,
every joint I
tall-
have. Just
The one that you stare at, Wulfric, just sort of goes and starts really quickly flicking through pages.
I'm gonna have
Well,
use
clearly reading.
prestidigitation to have little sparks come out my fingers like little finger guns.
we are so abusing our power and position.
At that point, most of them just sort of pretend
Absolute
to not
power
see
from-
you.
Absolutely.
Okay, we should probably move on.
I hope the people that were escorting are as friendly and quiet and well behaved as this lot.
Oh, if it's this one.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, wouldn't that be great? Are you guys coming on an adventure?
One of them just sort of looks over, and he's like 14. He's like,
Okay, suddenly I'm really glad that these aren't the people who are coming on an adventure with us. Okay, great.
these are like school kids.
I
Right.
side up to. I think you're scaring him.
Good.
Stay in school. Don't take drugs. What
How
else,
do you
what
feel
else
about
should we
taking
say?
drugs?
I don't. That's why I said don't do
I'm
it,
just
because I
gonna
couldn't give them
start
any advice
slowly
if they
just
did.
pushing everyone towards where we need to go as we're walking.
Okay.
Lay off the booze.
Alright. Oh.
Role model Randall is here to stay.
Oh my god, he's safety Randall right now. I don't understand what is going on.
They're
Only
14.
you,
So long
only
as it doesn't
you
turn
can
into-
prevent college fires.
College fires.
So long as it doesn't turn into Jim Carrey's fire marshal character, then it's all good. Because if anyone's seen that, it's never mind. Continue.
So, as now you begin to make your way down the corridor towards the Grand Arcanist office, you see now that this corridor that you're walking down has had to have been rebuilt since you were last here. You can see where the stone, the old stone and the new stone is very different colors to each other, as the old stone is thousands of years old and the new stone is not. As you're going down, there's a few people here and now, but it's currently during the day, so the classes are in session. So for the most part, the students are in classes, and as you step by a couple of them, you can hear the murmurings of tutors inside talking about subjects long since past to you at this point, Randall. But at the end
Do I
of the whole
recognize? Sorry, do I recognize any of the voices of the tutors?
you recognize a couple of them just from way back in the beginnings of your teachings.
Yeah.
For the most part, once you get to a certain age in the college, it's self-study. But at this point, you're like,
Yeah,
probably should leave them alone.
memories.
Yeah.
Are there glass doors? Can you see into the classrooms?
No, they're not glass doors. They're big wooden doors with the sort of rippled glass on them.
If they I peek through, is that where you sat, Randall? Is that how it works?
Yeah, I would have sat in there at some point.
Just
A long time ago now.
listening to the guy. Okay.
Yeah,
There
that's how
activity stuff?
learning how
You-
learning works.
Yeah.
Do you do stuff together out? Like, is there?
What do you mean?
I mean, is it just one guy talking and you listening the whole time?
I'm pretty much. He was the tutor. He was teaching us how to do stuff, and then we would.
But you. Oh, okay. Sounds
What?
super boring.
Well, I mean, compared to what we've been doing recently, yes, I imagine that probably would be quite boring.
No,
But we all got to start somewhere.
it just makes sense. I mean, thinking back to Skiff and you, and
Yep.
makes sense. No, I get it. I get it now.
So, as you continue down the corridor to the office at the end, you see the big wooden doors like you saw before, not open this time as they were before.
Well, Copper Sage, are you going to be the one to knock?
Sure. I walk up to the door and just give it Tunk, 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 tunk. Knock on the door.
As you do, you see the arcane runes flare up on it, and a disembodied voice goes, "Welcome to the office of the Grand
Oh.
Archivist."
Before it starts, I cut it off and just like, Dromir!
You hear a clatter inside. Several things fall over and continue to fall over, and you hear feet scrambling along the floor as the door opens and goes, What's wrong? And you see Dromir is there, and there's a spell ready in one of his hands.
Hi.
Hi.
You know, one of these days I'm going to make you pay for that.
Well, look, this automated message door thing.
We're very traumatized, Romeo. We're very traumatized.
Like
They
we've
don't
not
like it.
we've not encountered one that's been a good experience for us. So
It
They don't like
stops the students coming to ask me how to cast light 15 times a day. It's very helpful.
I'm pretty
don't
sure you
like
can
it. Can we
cast light
get
more
a-
than 15 times a day.
Can we get a fast line sort of answer? Just a
I think I pretty much
the current
discovered the
fast line answer is screaming Dromir really, 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 really loudly, and it works. But
We can have like a code word, and you whisper the code word into the door, and then poof, the door opens.
I mean that would be useful.
There is already a fast freeze to get through the door.
Is it
Is
shout
it to shout
Dromir?
Dromir?
No, it's not to shout my name.
What do you have to do?
I mean that works as well though.
You say the scarf flutters at midnight upon a moonlit bough.
This is supposed to be
was
like just a couple of words, dude.
Quick, someone write this down.
the scarf. Why did you repeat that?
Oh
At
my
midnight?
god.
The scarf flutters at midnight upon a moonlit bough.
What comes up with that
Sounds
shit?
very
At
romantic.
this point, Tae'la is just fucking pissing herself laughing.
I came up with that.
Why?
No.
What
The
is the
who?
scarf?
A scarf.
Yeah, but why?
Gestures
Who?
to his scarf.
Because he
You
wears
like
a scarf.
scarves? Okay.
Oh, it was for you. Oh, that wasn't what I thought at all. Okay, I'm going to stand here and be quiet.
But it's beautiful.
Well-
No, it's poetry. It's
Yeah,
No,
I can
yes,
respect the.
Are you going to
aesthetic.
come? Are you going to come inside? There are 5 esteemed dignitaries here waiting for you.
Oh, our adventurers!
Esteemed dignitaries.
Yes,
they our adventurers?
ambassadors of the House of
Oh
Copran.
yes, they are our
Ah.
adventurers.
oh,
Diplomat.
They're
Nice.
Ferrero Rocher.
Did you prepare them for this clusterfuck?
They
There is
know
no,
of you.
Are
there is
they,
no preparing.
Are they covered in tea right now?
Thankfully not. No, that's just me.
Oh.
Did they buy boots yet?
No.
Okay, well they need to buy boots.
I feel like before we go in, you should just apologize profusely.
I already
we're
have.
going
I've been
on a
prepping
cruise
them for the
ship.
past half an hour.
We're the best at social interactions.
Well, and I straighten up the wolf head on my shoulder. Shall we?
I just neatly sort my beard out. Well, my bum fluff.
It'll fall off if you keep doing that, Randall. And he opens the door, and you see, stood inside there are 4. Excuse me. Yeah, there are 4 arcanists stood in there. 2 of them are wearing very similar robes to you, Randall. Yeah, 4.
Missing one.
Dromir.
Oh.
Bromir.
You see, you recognize one of them, Randall. You recognize the one stood on the end, that being Tishkar, your old illusions tutor. He's, you know him to be about 600 years old. He's the master of theoretical illusionary discourse,
Of course he is.
and he's missing the top half of one ear. So one ear looks like a human ear, and that's the one he's deaf in. And you know him as being having the esteemed title of being the only elf in existence to suffer from male pattern baldness.
but he's the master of illusions, so he could.
He could Just
No,
He's
illusion
600
himself
years
for
old. I think
2
he got over that sort of social.
He is the master of theoretical illusionary discourse.
Ah,
Wow, discourse.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
we have a theoretical physicist as opposed to an
Yeah,
actual physicist.
Yes, he's a theoretical illusionist, yes.
Must be fascinating.
This is how this could potentially work. Okay.
As standing alongside him there, you see there is a very tall, very slender, very collected-looking elf who has his hands palmed across his chest, is wearing a very long, flowing version of the robe that cuts on the floor that makes him look like he's hovering. He's got his hair swept back, long blonde hair swept back and held in place like with a diadem. He's very pristine and proper. Stood next to him, stooped over so far it's almost 90 degrees, is a half-orc with a gnarled-looking staff who no longer seems to have tusks, so his bottom lip just sort of hangs a bit loosely. And then there is a very, very strange-looking lady who is sort of holding onto what looks to be a teacup, but she's holding onto it like she's holding onto a rock or an egg. She's wearing it seems to be a usual House of Copper robe. However, for some reason, it's much darker in coloration, but only when you're looking directly at her. And the bottom hem of it is ripped and torn and covered in some sort of dry dirt. You can't see most of her face, but you can just see huge bags under her eyes and a grimace on her face like she really doesn't want to exist.
So she's the funny one.
Yeah, she's the one I want to hang out with.
And as you funnel into the room, Dromir goes, these are our esteemed dignitaries, and dignitaries I'd like you to meet. The heroes of Volt. There will be your assistance in your travel. This is Copper Sage Esseltyr. He is a master of linguistical magics. He's our polyglot. He speaks over 10 different languages. Next we have Durvak. He is a well-known diplomat. Be careful, he's a little deaf. And we have, standing there is Zalent, who is the world's leading figure on benevolent necromancy. And finally, we have Tishkar, the mastery of theoretical illusionary discourse and communication over long distances via holographic imaging.
Ooh.
I stopped listening halfway through that.
Did they buy boots yet?
A lot of words for.
I don't think that's important right now, Addy.
They really should buy boots. They don't look like they're gonna last long if it's snowing.
It's just fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. They have
Okay.
magic. It's okay.
Yeah, but okay.
I know.
Yep.
Yep. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
At this point, Esseltyr steps forward and goes, a good day to you all. My name is Esseltyr. As you have already been introduced to, I will be the sort of de facto leader of this expedition at any point in time that Dromir is not around. Yes, I assume that you are all well versed in exactly what will be happening in this, and your understanding that you are not there in any form of sort of well-regarded diplomatic sense and are purely there in an advisory role.
We're gonna get along great.
I like you already. Don't
you
buy
worry
boots.
about
Don't
us.
worry about boots. You're gonna
Aye.
be just fine.
Fine, we'll have so much fun.
I'm glad.
Are
Tell
you
me,
used to
any of
fun?
you versed in any of the lost languages of the Forgotten Continent?
Do we have to be?
Will there be a
In-
test?
In Druidic, I say, do you know what I'm saying to you, fuckface?
Indeed, I do, yes.
Hey, cool. Nice.
400 years ago, I received teaching from a renegade druid from the Tulakan tribe of Urdar,
Cool.
after which he was summarily executed by the headhunters of said tribe.
Yeah, that'll happen to you. It's rough. It's real rough.
Uh-huh.
So what constitutes a lost language?
It's no longer spoken.
How
So
can we
what you're
speak
saying
it
is
then?
if you can speak it, it's not a lost language then?
No, it's lost to its original peoples.
So the people no longer exist, not...
Yes, and therefore the language, by linguistical definition, no longer exists, you see.
Fair enough.
As it is not in current usage as a first language of speaking.
Right. But if no one speaks it, what's the point in learning it?
Many ancient texts detail themselves in said lost languages, you see.
Oh, so you just need to read it. You don't need to be able to speak it.
Some of these incantations require speech.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Not in Draconic then?
No, prior to the introduction of dragon magic across the world, there is thought to have been other forms of magic, such as that is seen in druidic tribes as well as clericisms.
Mm.
Look how his
Okay.
face crumples when he says druidic.
Mm.
Say Tae'la.
Mm. Yeah. Do you know
He
what?
wasn't,
I
no?
kind of whisper, like, in a stage whisper, it's like, it's incredible that he became a linguist, considering that he's so monotonous and boring a speaker.
Question
Oh,
is,
you
does he
know
read
what
lips?
Those who can't do, teach.
In this room, saying that out loud?
No, whisper to Tae'la.
I think I should personally be offended by that. As the grandson of a maths teacher.
Yeah. Oh, as a grand. Yes, please. I wasn't aiming for offensive. Now I am. Maths.
So that was
SLTS seems to
SLTS.
ignore your comments, yes.
Which one was he? Sorry, from the physical
He was the
description?
posh
He's-
elf.
He's the
Posh
tall,
elf.
posh elf, yes.
Tall posh elf.
Isn't there a Jonathan?
Jonathan?
At one point there was a Jonathan.
Oh, where is a Jonathan?
Where
There
is
was
Jonathan?
supposed to be a Jonathan.
Dun dun dun. Oh, don't tell me it's the new guy that couldn't operate the lift. Let's hope it's not him.
But no, unfortunately, it seems that our books were wrong. Jonathan perished during the Grand Arcanist's coup.
No.
Right.
Yes.
Can I-
I'm sorry.
Insight
a
check that.
golem fell on his head.
Oh, that's
Ouch.
terrible. I am so sorry.
No, it's pretty quick though.
It was fine, after which he was found to be a traitor.
Oh, okay, yeah, well, fuck him.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
yes. Sure.
Yes, he was the evocation teacher here.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
It's the fiery magic.
Oh!
Well, not
Okay.
just fire, but just damagey, fighty magic.
I think that's the kind of. Never mind.
Yes. Anyway, yes. Dromir, is there anything else that you wish us to do with these bodyguards?
What? Bodyguards?
Yes, that is the reason you're here, is it not?
Oh, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was supposed to be a bit more involved than just being a bodyguard.
At this point, you hear a little click on the floor as the half-orc steps forward, and he goes, "Oh, it's no problem. Ethelthir is just a bit of a wooden gentleman." You realize
Yes.
now that this half-orc is wearing dentures, but they're human dentures, not half-orc dentures. So his tusks aren't there anymore. So his lip is hanging loose, giving him a very big lisp.
Oh,
Is that Durak?
That is Durvac.
Dovak.
V? Sorry. Yes.
yeah,
Did I
Dovak.
speak German just now?
Durvac, yeah.
So he's misunderstood, yeah?
No,
Oh, we're just bodyguards.
no, he's just
Wanker?
stuck up.
Right, with
You
you.
see, he puts down his staff on Exaltea's foot.
Oh, I can't.
This one's
just-
the best one
I
so
kind of
far.
have my arms crossed, but when he does that, I'm like,
I will loudly say, I like that one.
Mm.
Okay, so we are to keep you safe, right?
Yes,
We're gonna
because
keep you safe.
yes, that's what I have been told.
Cool. You're gonna sit at the back. You're gonna be the safest. I'm so looking forward to keeping you safe, friend. You have no idea. I do hope you all have a very, very pleasant journey. I really do. Have you been told to provision well and things like that?
Judging by your accent, I would say you're originally from Rokan, are you not? Can you still smell the burning in your nose?
You're going at the back, and you're going to be the safest.
Can I just say that if you are entrusting us with your safety, making us angry or dislike you in any way is probably not going to assist us in keeping you safe.
I apologize. I was not aware a friendly relationship was required in the
Okay, well, in that case, why don't you just keep your mouth shut and don't say anything at all? As my mother used to tell me, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. So why don't you try doing that, and then we can all be civil towards you, and you won't be put in any harm's way. How about that?
Now, Dromir, what did that boy just say? I don't speak that language.
I kind of just put my
Can I
hands on
cast-
Randall, like, dude, it's okay. It's okay. We'll set him on fire
Randall,
later.
it's fine.
We'll get him later.
He can stay with me. It's
Okay.
fine. And if he
That's-
thinks the smell of burning is something that, you know, he wants to revisit, I'm quite happy to revisit what happened with me with him. You have been warned, friend. We're here to keep you safe, not to be the butt of your jokes. Keep that in
Fine.
mind as you go on. Many thanks.
Saltier, you did say that once there we would assume more of an advisory role. This is advice I'm about to give you right now. I suggest you let Dromir do the talking for your group.
I
You just listen and translate.
don't mean to insult you, but
It's too late for that, mate. Too
I'm
late.
trying to prevent more
Dude,
insults.
you're not the linguist you think you are, sir.
I am not a diplomat. I am a linguist. There is a very distinct difference. That is why Dervac is here. I am a master of language, not its application.
And that's
Apparently.
very clear. So perhaps, as my friend said, pick your moments. Because you're not
My
winning friends.
apologies.
Accepted.
Dromir, are we done here, or of the actually something important that we need to speak about?
Oh, well, this was something that you asked to happen.
Yes.
Yeah, we-
Yeah, we
said
wanted to
meet
meet
them.
them.
Yeah, and I'm beginning
I-
to regret that decision already.
entirely.
I had no problem with you just meeting us tomorrow, but you insisted on this.
And then
I
we can
just-
mentally prepare for that. So
I just wanted to make sure that all these people could be kept safe, that they could have boots if they needed them, they could have coats if they needed them, and they knew who we all were and how we could help if need be. I'm starting to think that maybe some of these people would rather travel on their own. If that is the case, they're more than welcome to. But in
Dromir walks round the side of his desk and sits down and rubs his temples. He goes, "This isn't a case of anyone wanting to travel with anyone or anything like that. This is the diplomatic mission. That's what this is."
Yes, but they want to
so
be kept safe. They want to get there. We want to
So
help
let the
facilitate
diplomat
that.
do the talking, basically, is what we're saying, not the
Diplomat will
translator.
do- the diplomat will do most of the talking when we get there, yes. Tishkar and Dervac will be doing most of the communications there. Saltier is there to make sure that nothing slips by in terms of legislation done in forgotten languages. And Zalent is there in a pure role of the fact that we don't know what's up there, and Zalent is the sole proprietor of a form of magic which is banned throughout most of the worlds.
Just if we can do anything before tomorrow to make you feel safer, if we can get you anything that would keep you safer, we are happy to do so. But please, if you have boots, if you have coats, if you have whatever it is that you need, please make sure you have it. I'm not entirely.
Excuse me, little miss. As Tishkar
Yes.
speaks up now. I don't
Hi.
mean to be rude to you now because I understand you're only young, but we've been around this globe a couple of times in terms of revolutions, and, well, we understand what it takes to go traveling in the winter. So,
Good.
while I appreciate your concern in terms of things like boots and coats, I think that's one of the few things that we don't need to worry about in our journeys there. But once again, I do appreciate what you said.
You have to remember when it was brought to us that we would be traveling with several people, I kind of assumed it would be those dorks outside. I had words prepared for, those dorks outside, not you fine folks. But
No,
I just-
ma'am, we are esteemed dignitaries, and this is not our first diplomatic rodeo. You see, it happens to be that in the time period between many of our last association with the peoples we'll be going to meet, and now that the roads have become fairly dangerous, and as such, we need someone there.
I just want to make sure that you're all as safe as I can make you before we leave, as well as on the road. That's all. I'm just expressing a little bit of concern.
And I
Please don't.
appreciate that expression, ma'am.
That's fine. Just as I say, I want to keep you guys as safe as possible, and if I can do anything to help you in the meantime, absolutely feel free to let me know. I'm more than happy to accommodate bits and pieces. As I say, I thought it was going to be those dorks outside who don't look like they've seen more than one pair of shoe ever.
I appreciate that. Like I said, miss, I appreciate it an awful lot.
Good.
How have you been randling this past year? It's been a while since I've seen you. You have to talking to my good ear.
It's been a bit of a up and down, some highs and lows.
What was that, Randall? You always did mumble. Speak up, boy.
We've had some highs and lows. I've made some friends, as you can see.
Well, that's
So
good. You never had
that's-
many of those at school.
I didn't have any of those at school, apart from the books, but they don't really count. So
Yeah. Randall the Loner, that's what they used to call you.
yeah. Well, they might have done. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yep, Lonely Randall.
Yep.
Hey,
Not so
leave
lonely
there now.
anymore. So
There was Lonely Randall and Billy the Kid.
Yep. Hell, I remember some of the older students, they used to call you Nobody Gives a Fuckman.
Yep.
At that, my hand does go onto Randall's shoulder. It's like,
Yeah,
Yep.
step a little bit closer to Randall. Like,
hang in there, bud. Hang in there, bud. Just high school
Yep.
memories. It's just high school memories. High school's over.
Well, I'm glad I left when I did.
Oh, yeah, you should be glad you left when you did, mister. It appears that we had some trouble going down after you left.
You certainly did. So it's a good
Ah.
job that I left, because otherwise, who knows what would have happened? Maybe
I
you would still
much-
be in that mess.
I ain't much for fighting, so I couldn't do much myself, you know.
Who knows?
Yeah.
If I hadn't left, I would have had a collar on. We all would have had collars on.
Are you, yeah. So, is there anything else you wish to ask us, fine folks? Are we ready to get this hootenanny on the road in the morning?
sorry, what?
Hootenanny, darling.
Hootenanny.
Oh,
I
Um,
love this.
what?
It's a thing
No,
where
no,
a group of people get
I need
together.
to explain. No. I want you to explain.
Well, dear, it's one of those things where you get together and have a little party with people.
Yeah, I'm so up for one of those. Just how would that go?
Pie bus.
Does Zalent have anything to say?
Zillant looks up and you can see the eyes under the hood now, and she's pale face just goes, no.
Very well.
I feel you. I feel your energy. I see where you're coming from.
I love how you're trying to make friends, but the very reason you respect and want to make friends is that they don't like other people. Therefore, your method is already flawed.
All right, fine, okay.
We
Right,
know
is there
each
anything
other.
else you wish to communicate with each other?
No, I think now that we all know each other, right?
No, Esseltyr's a twat, and everyone else seems to be pretty good. So I think we're all right.
In total, there'll be 5 travelling with us, right?
No, there'll be 10 in total.
Oh, 10 in total.
So who are the
Who
other
are the
five?
other?
That would be you.
No, I said with us.
No, with
Sorry.
us.
With us.
My apologies, yes. This would be the 5 of us and all of
Yeah.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Cool. Well, we all get to pair up. Who wants who?
I want the guy who thinks my burning is funny. I'll take him. That's fine with me.
I want to take Zelyn. She's my best friend.
You want
Really
the
don't mind either
necromancer.
way. I can just switch off.
But this is productive.
It's been interesting.
It has. It has been a good start to this morning, let me tell you.
Mm.
But, you know, we got the awkward introductions out of the way, so tomorrow we start a trial.
Yeah.
Nannies!
I'm sorry, what?
I love how we skipped gathering and shindig and went straight to hootenanny.
You heard me! You said hootenannies! Let's do those!
Now, if there's nothing else any of you would like to say to us, I appreciate the fact that we have classes to get to today. But I will lead you out if you want. Mr. Dromir here has much to do. He has 200 years of paperwork to catch up on.
Oh, goodness.
Fun.
No, that won't take him long.
Can you not?
Dromir just looks up from a quill and piece of paper at you, just like,
Can you not do that and make a signature do the thing?
I don't think that's how magic works.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. Let's go.
So you begin to funnel out, and the Arcanist can wave you, and Esseltyrr immediately makes a left and out towards the library.
Bye!
Just does not even turn. You see as he walks, he doesn't seem to walk, he seems to just float along, very graceful.
I swear to God, city elves. There's something wrong with elves that settle in cities, I'm telling you.
Now, I don't appreciate you talking about my kind like that, miss.
Look, that was a private conversation. I appreciate that you've been very nice, but
I can hear you from my good ear, miss, and you stood on my good side right now. Don't you worry about Esseltyrr, though. The last time he spoke to anyone prior to this conversation now was about 200 years ago.
you can kind of tell, to be fair.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, miss, you can.
Yeah.
That's okay. He's got plenty of time to chat to me and look at my scars if he'd like to.
I could get him drunk, see what happens.
Oh my God, let's get him wasted.
It worked with
Yes.
Randall. Look at the boy.
Oh.
I mean,
He grew a beard.
yeah. Look at-
That
like,
was
no.
6 months, and I have aged a bit more than a year in the last year.
But you would have never
Same.
talked to these fuckers like you did today 6 years ago. So
No, that's true.
Well
but then
done.
you know,
You stood up for me there, and that's a big thing.
some shit's happened since then.
Mm. Yes.
yeah, but we don't
Since-
exactly want to put the guy through the shit you've seen because that would be cruel. So, alcohol,
So,
star.
So,
what else do we have to do today?
I mean, we've already pretty much gathered our travelling supplies, haven't we?
yeah, we're ready to go.
Food.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
Mhm.
I suppose it's just get a good night's rest and prepare for the what was it, Adara? A hootenanny?
Hootenannies!
Apparently so. Before we go,
Hootenannies are my
Tishkar,
favourite.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't mention any of the nicknames.
Well, why exactly should not mention some of those nicknames that you had in college? Some of them are White Darling.
Yeah, I don't. I'd kind of like to forget that period of my life.
Why,
Yeah,
all right, I do understand, mister.
Yeah, I mean, you know, my time here was mostly enjoyable, but not that part so much.
All right then. I won't mention that everybody called you Nobody Nilo.
Well, now they call him a hero of Volt. So there.
Yes, they do, miss. Yes, they do.
And a copper sage.
That too.
They call me a copper sage as well.
Yeah, but they don't call you a hero of all.
No.
I don't know. I've saved Volt many times with theoretical illusionary magic.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah. Everyone's a hero in their own way.
Why, I like you, miss. I like you much.
I hate the homeless.
This problem
in the city.
I just have one question for you, though, before we go. It's a bit of a strange one, but let's say, for example, there is a student here that has a relative that has dragon blood.
I don't understand the question there, sir. I don't see why there'd be a problem with that at all.
But what would that mean to that particular student? If, say, like, their mother or their father had dragon blood?
Well, I'd imagine it'd mean that some stuff would come to them slightly easier, but apart from that, I wouldn't say much.
Huh. Okay.
The blood doesn't make the man, after all. But the blood does make a man bleed.
Right. Okay.
That's more like external sharp objects, but...
Well, you can't bleed without blood, can you?
This is true.
All right. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
It ain't no problem, Mr. Bookman.
Should we be leaving? I mean, it's been a while. I'm sure it's almost high noon.
Well, I do understand that you must get going. I myself have a class to teach very soon.
Okay.
Okay, then let's go. Let's head. Let's have a rest and let's beat up ourselves, because tomorrow certainly won't do it for us.
I don't understand what you mean by that, but I'm just going to agree with you, because I'm old.
Good. Okay, that's good news.
He's old.
All right. Well, I'm glad we didn't have to deal with that door. Because holy crap.
Yeah. Let's leave this place. It gives me the creeps.
You know, I applied to be the voice of that door at one point. They turned me down, though.
Oh, that's such a shame.
I know.
Yeah, would have
That
been
would
actually
be
1,000 times a
entertaining.
better door.
Yeah.
Instead, they got SLT to do it.
Oh, fucking
I was
course they
wondering.
did.
Just
No wonder we hate that door so much.
or maybe
Nah.
that's no. Yeah.
You can't blame a lack of human interaction on someone who regularly abstains from it.
Actually,
Hey, I was a bit like that once. I turned out all right.
Not for 200 years.
Well, then
No.
I mean,
maybe you
That's
could have been
true.
the voices of Windows next. You never
I
know.
come from a place
Yeah.
where we don't really interact with outsiders, and I'm alright.
No,
Mostly.
but
Well,
you're
you
totally
interacted with
socially-
something other than a book.
I don't know, though. Some of the elders.
as leathery as the books.
I'm like talking to stone.
While I appreciate this conversation, and I admit
Yes,
I
you've
really
got-
do, I
Yeah.
really have to go into my class now.
off you go then. We'll see ourselves out.
Yeah. We can manage. We've been here before.
Yeah.
Just remember that the walls are intact this time. You can't walk through them. Except for that one illusionary one I put somewhere.
Just somewhere that nobody knows where it is.
Did you forget
Just
what
try
else did you
every
know?
wall.
I know where it is, but I'm not about to go telling you. You might tell the students.
I wonder what's behind it.
So at
I
this
ain't telling
point,
you
I
that.
start moving towards the
Long
nearest
drop.
wall and just kind of touching it to see if I can work out whether I can go through it, and then kind of straightening up as if I haven't done anything. Like,
I'm afraid you ain't gonna find him around these parts.
Well, I don't want to go look for it. This place is weird.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just-
don't like being around this many wizards. It makes me uncomfortable.
But they're cute. They don't know anything. They're cute.
Yeah, they don't know anything, and that makes them very dangerous. So I want to leave.
Okay, well, okay, I suppose.
You can stick around if you wanted to. I'm sure you'd be just in demand.
Can I spend the rest of my day terrorizing young wizards and be like, what's this? What is this book you're reading? Can I have this? What does this say? What does this one do? I'm a wizard! Like, constantly, like, all day.
You certainly can. After a certain amount of time, one of the students goes to Niss and goes, "You know, I can cast Scorching Ray, and I know
Let's
I know
go!
fire doesn't hurt you as much, but I haven't got anything else to do today."
Let's go! Yeah!
And they just close their spell book and turn away and leave.
Oh.
That was the extent of that conversation.
Wow.
So, what would the rest of you like to do for the rest of the day?
Can I have a very quick conversation with Mama Nailo Buttman? Or Mama Nailo?
About what would you like to talk about?
About the dragon stuff? Because that just blew my mind, and I still don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, there's not much more I can tell you, really.
But dragons.
Yes, there are quite a few of them in the world. I'd imagine you've met more than one in your travels so far away.
So when did you find out?
I was about 11.
Right. But it hasn't happened to me yet, so maybe it's not going to?
I don't know.
Has it ever skipped a generation before?
I don't know.
So did you keep it secret from your parents, or did they?
Well, they kept it secret from me until the point where I developed it, and then they told me.
Right.
Our family's very big on secrets.
Well, clearly, I mean, you didn't tell me about that.
I didn't see any reason to.
Does father know?
No.
I shouldn't tell him then.
I don't even want to breach that subject.
Yeah. Okay. I'll keep my mouth shut then, as far as that's concerned. Do you know what kind of dragon?
Yeah, it's a silver dragon.
Silver dragon.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Do you know if there are any silver dragons alive still?
Yes, there's quite a few of them.
Oh. Do you know where?
Yes, I believe at least one of them rules over the city of Classy and the city of I can't remember the name now. It's the city, the Dragonborn city over in Uradar.
Oh.
Calcia, that's it.
Right.
Yes.
Do you think I could maybe get more answers if I were to go there and speak to them?
Why, you could always find your grandfather, your great-grandfather, rather.
Is he still alive?
Of course, he's a dragon.
Of course he's a dragon. Of course he's a dragon. Okay, so okay, now what's his name?
Didn't I tell you this last time?
Perhaps it was I was a bit kind of stunned by the information last time. It kind of blew my mind a little bit, so forgive me if I've forgotten anything.
Tell you what, yes? When you get back from your little expedition, we'll sit down and we'll have a big conversation about it.
All right.
Give you some time to let it soak in. Before
Okay.
I lay on everything.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Yes.
Okay. And I promise not to say anything to father.
That's all right. I'll probably tell him at some point.
All right.
So, as you exit your house, is there anything anybody else would like to do for the rest of the day?
I just go to a quiet spot for like a little bit, and I'm just like, "Hello, I don't even know if I properly believe in you at this point yet, but please give me the strength to not murder some wizards. Thank you. Pew pew."
I,
I don't know how to end a press or finger guns.
Yeah,
I think
finger guns.
I'll be coming. Niss will
If in
be
doubt.
coming in just as Tae'la finger guns after having given her a few moments. Not quite sure what's happening, but do you need to punch things?
I mean, we could do some punching if you want. I'm down. I'm always down for some punching.
Had to punch a bit. So, well, I guess we'll spend the rest of the day punching each other.
A euphemism.
No!
Oh, oh no!
I was hoping you didn't pick up on it, but I confused myself there for a second.
So, Wulfric, what would you like to do?
Just with the rest of the evening, I'd probably later on in the day, I'd think about casting Sending to my sister, just to give a heads up that things might get interesting, because a ragtag bunch of ne'er-do-wells would show up, and also hi.
The response you get back is says it is actually I was one of the leaders that suggested you come along.
Thanks.
Did we go to
So
see
it's
you?
not
brother?
because I'm important. It's because she said to come. Oh, damn it! Trumped again by my younger twin. Yeah. But yeah, that I imagine that'll be it. Wulfric's not got anything else to do. And, everyone else has got random shit to punch, wizards to annoy, parents to interrogate. I'm just gonna be chilled and have a nice relaxing day before the chaos.
Just sat having a drink.
Yeah, just
cold.
contemplating like.
I'd like to join Wulfric for a drink in the evening, if possible.
Mhm.
Just to kind of chat and have a drink. Nothing serious.
Yeah.
Because we bros.
All right. Well,
Something like that.
Along the line.
as the day goes on and you each attend to your various tasks, night falls, and we will pick this up in a moment after a short break in the morning before you leave at 7 a.m.
Oh.
Ugh.
You can tell the professions these people are in.
Ugh.
Once we were in our peace with our lives assured. Once we were not afraid of the dark. Once we sat in our kingdom with hope and pride. Once we ran through the fields with great stride. We hailed the fate of the demon's flight, so far from our children and from our lives. We hailed to Once we raised up our chalice in victory, once we sat in the light of our dreams, once we were in our homeland with strength and might, once we were not afraid of the night. We held the fate and the demon's flight, so far from our children and from our lives. We held together the fragile sky to keep our way of life. Find me still searching for someone to lead me. Can you guide me to the revolt inside me? Promise surviving the breach. Promise surviving the breach in the sky. Templar igniting fire inside me. Maker remind me, gone are the days of our peace. Now we reside in the great divide. The promise surviving the breach in the sky. Oh, Grey Warden, what have you done? The oath you have taken is all but broken. All is undone. Demons have come to destroy this peace we have had for so long. Ally or foe, Maker only knows. Ally or foe, the Maker only knows. The stronghold lives on and the army's reborn. Compelled to forge on, what will we become? Can you be forgiven when the cold grave has come? Or will you have won, or will battle rage on? Oh, Grey Warden, what have you done? The oath you have taken is all but broken. All is undone. Ash in the sun, cast into darkness the light we had won. Ally or foe, Maker only knows. Ally or foe, the Maker only knows. The stronghold lives on and the army's reborn. Compelled to forge on, what will we become? Can you be forgiven when the cold grave has come? Or will you have won, or will battle rage on?
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us through the break. So, as you all awake early on the following morning, it's cold. There's a cool mist that runs through the streets of Lower Vault as you wander through them to the entrance of the city. It clings to the buildings and sticks to the few people that mill around at this early time, and it masks the trodden snow beneath. A low sun hangs in the sky above, casting deep shadows across the entire land. As you approach the edge of the city, you see now 2 carts, a small crowd of people around them, the Grand Arcanist and the other Arcanists that will be following you. However, you notice something strange about these carts. There are no horses, there are no wheels.
So how are you going to drive this thing? Is this you wave your fingers and it goes? Is that this the sort of deal?
Dromir turns to you.
Not
and
you,
see...
Adar. Sorry.
Dromir
Not
turns
quite
to
how
you
much-
as you get close and ask the question. You see he's wearing very similar to what he's usually wearing, but in comparison to most wizards, Dromir is usually very practically dressed. He's usually wearing armor. He's got his usual scarf on, but his robe is slightly thicker. He's nursing a cup of coffee in his hand. You see the steam from it mixes with the fog in the air around him. He goes, "Oh well, the horses will be conjured by the Arcanists, and as for the wheels, well, they float. There's no other way to put it."
They float.
Yes.
Okay, but
Use that sort of thing.
we're walking alongside, right?
You can step inside. You can walk alongside. The decision's up to you.
Yeah, I think I'm probably safer outside.
They're powered by Arm.
Oh, that's the floaty rocks thing that we know about.
Yes, it's what the mining's gift.
Oh yeah.
Adara wasn't with us, so she doesn't know.
No.
There's these rocks that float. It's weird shit, but it's good. It's natural.
Yeah,
don't-
you're not-
Well, it's not
you're not-
natural, but
Yeah, you're not
Just-
wrong. It's weird shit. I don't know. You're okay. thanks.
Just try it. Just try it. If you don't like it, then walk alongside. But if you like it, then
All I'm going to
Save your
say
energy.
is the horses aren't alive and therefore don't get tired. So if you want to walk alongside them the whole time, you may find yourself lagging behind.
Wulfric is right. We'll be travelling at quite a pace when we're on the carts, and an even quicker pace when we're on the Arcano skis. I wouldn't recommend walking alongside those at the very least.
Yeah, can we not talk about the Arcano skis right now? But I'll try. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's magical energies, and that's wonderful. Yeah, I'll try.
be fine.
So Jeremy goes, right. Do you have all of your stuff? Do you have your winter clothing gear? It is rather cold out there.
Yes.
Wulfric's just like,
Stu, just had a thought. Can we just retcon what Randall was doing ever so slightly? Is it possible for him to have gotten up earlier, gone to the college, to have a look in their library for books about dragons, so they have something to read while on the journey?
Make an investigation check for me.
Okay. Oh. 13.
You unfortunately woke up slightly too late, sorry, and run over
Okay,
the end
no
of
worries.
time.
Okay, no worries.
So, however, you are travelling with 4 distinguished scholars.
About 3.
4, one's just an asshole.
Still a distinguished scholar. Yeah, he's not very
Distinguished
nice.
asshole.
Hey-oh.
Exactly. The two aren't mutually exclusive with each other. We see now that the other 4 are also are stood there. SLT is dressed exactly the same. He's not changed at all. However, Durvac, ever stood next to him, as seemingly as a filter, Dovak is wearing a very fluffy, big woolen version of the House of Cuprum robes. He's got big stompy boots on with fur inside them. He's wearing an Ushanka on his head. He's got the flaps down over his half-orc ears. He looks like all really wrapped up and warm. The Ushanka's got a House of Cuprum symbol on the center of it.
Yes.
Like a little brooch. And then Zelent looks exactly the same, although you swear she has not changed at all. Even the folds in her clothes are exactly the same as they were. Her stance is exactly the same. She has not moved. And then Tishkar is wearing underneath a very thick, that looks almost like an anorak robe, is wearing dungarees and has them tucked into his boots. He's got a big straw hat on, a very floppy wide brim, and he, for some reason, in the middle of winter, has a piece of corn sticking out of his mouth.
For God's sake.
and now a lot about Rando is making sense. If this
And
was
as you get close, he sort of flicks the corn away and pulls out a pipe. It's nice that you could join us in this morning.
I'm just like, hello, privyet, howdy.
and then a nod.
Then.
Jeremy goes, I unfortunately have some slightly bad news for you as well. I've been called to a meeting last minute at the sanctuary, so I'll be traveling across the waste with you, but I'll be taking a left at the deep roads, not a right. Deep woods, not a right.
What's happening at the sanctuary?
Oh, it's simply just a matter of establishing communications once again with the sanctuary and vault.
Huh.
It's rather, how do I say? It's purely for. The word has seriously gone out of my head. Whatever. It's purely for that.
Okay.
It's not
Keeping up appearances more than anything.
no.
else.
It's there's a word for it. It's like it's not actually meaningful. It's
Ceremonial?
yeah. It's more of a ceremonial thing. So
Okay.
the word will come to me at like 2:00 in the morning. I'll wake up, bolt upright, and be like. But anyway, yes. Pardon? It's formality. That's it. It's a formality. Thank you.
Well,
Non-native English.
yeah, I was about to say.
So, yes, I'll be journeying to there, and I will meet you at the summit afterwards.
Okay.
And you see now, then up against the side of the one of the wagons is what appears to be a cleaning brush, a broom.
Oh.
None of you know what it does, obviously. It's
No.
characters.
Well, not even me.
No.
Oh, well, we don't need this. We're not going
Ah,
to be
poof.
giving any cleaning. Oh, look, firewood.
Anyway, there's not much time to chat. We best be off.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Of course.
And as he says that, you see the two of the wizards, Tishkar and Zelent, both begin incanting. And as they do, the words flow out of their mouths and begin to form the flanks of a horse, the back, the legs, until you see there is 4 horses, 2 at the front of each of the wagons that are formed out of an ever-shifting matrix of words. Spell sigils formed in the shape of horses. And to the point where one of them even just goes... Despite the fact that they don't look like horses because they're made of words, they seem to act like horses. And as they're incanted, the wagons begin to float and bob a few feet above the ground.
Can I go and try and pat one of the horses on the shoulder?
Yeah, you pat and it feels like horse.
While they were doing that, can I be stood like behind them, kind of trying to like almost mimic them and trying to figure out like what they're doing with their hands and what words they're saying, just to kind of.
As they finish the spell, Tishkar turns and sees you and goes, "Oh, well, my boy,
Yes,
I'll be sure to teach you that incantation at some point, if you'd like."
that would be fantastic. Yes. Even though I'm a copper sage now, there's still room for learning.
Yes, there is. You know the Copper Sage is just a ceremonial title, right?
Don't take it away from him.
He earned it.
I didn't.
It's a ceremonial title to those who perform esteemed deeds in the service of the College of Cuprum. There are only 7 of them. So, you know, you're among good company. But it doesn't excuse the fact that you're only young. Take it to mean you've done a great thing, but doesn't mean you aren't still an idiot in some ways. I'm still an idiot in some ways, too. And I'm 617. He pats you on the back and goes, "Don't worry, no one's never not completely an idiot."
Take a moment of reflection.
Everyone's trying to figure out the double, triple negative.
Okay.
So,
I get on whichever wagon doesn't have the dickhead elf on it.
I get on
they
the
all
one that's going at the front.
they all seem to get into the back together.
Oh,
Oh.
Well then.
fine.
Like-
I'll get in the front then.
I'm gonna really gingerly get in the front one, like 1 foot at a time, and I'm gonna like hold on to the sides of the frame as I climb in, because like
I'm going to sit right in the front.
Yeah, like
I
how
don't-
are these being like manipulated and driven? Do they have to? Do they have to
I mean,
be
they
present
look
at the
like-
front, or
They look like covered wagons. But when you look at the back one, where all the Arcanists have gone, save for Dromia, no one stood at the front. There's no one sat outside the
Right.
wagon. They're all inside in the covering.
see that just looks bizarre to me. I mean, even though the horses are made of words, that's the bizarre part.
Mm.
I'm going to
I'll
sit
go
right at the front at
to
the
the
moment until I get cold, and then I'll go inside.
I'll
Okay.
be at the back wagon with the wizards, and I have Julian basically fly ahead of us. So, you know, if something happens ahead of us, I can see it.
Yes. Okay. So, as you all get on, Dromir clambers on to the front wagon and goes, "Right, well, I best we be getting off then."
Mm-hmm.
And as he
We
says
just
that,
got on.
the horses begin moving. And they pick up pace very quickly to the point where the horses are only cantering, but they're going far beyond that of a gallop of a usual horse. And as you begin to thunder through the countryside of Vault, you see many of the scenes that you saw on your way into the Vault all those months ago at this point. However, now they are covered in a soft dusting of snow or obscured by the morning fog. But as you rise, you pass through a couple of villages. Tired onlookers, early morning risers give you a sort of glancing confusion as they see these horses pass by. But it seems as if the people of the world are fairly used to this. And as your journey continues on, the area around you begins to decrease in the number of forests that are. You see the trees that are there, many of them begin to lose leaves from their branches. The ground around you begins to drop and fall away from the snowfall that you begin to see. However, the grass around you, as the sun raises in the sky and burns away the fog, you see that the grass seems pale and the earth underneath looks dry and rocky. And as you keep going, these symptoms begin to increase in strength. The trees begin to look dead, decrepit, their branches gnarled and mangled. The grass disappears almost completely, replaced by a rocky dirt that crunches underneath the feet of the horses, and you can hear every now and again as something unknown clangs against the bottom of the imaginary hooves. And stretching out in front of you now, before where you saw horizon line quite close in the distance due to the hilly region of Volt, it begins to extend outwards, getting further and further away as you start to edge towards Eilgard's wastes. But on the horizon now, you see, coming up rather quickly, is a small outpost. Little more than a collection of wooden buildings. Even from this distance, you can see a number of people milling about it, and a definite slight purplish light illuminate from the area.
Does anyone need to stop for any reason? We're stopping here just for a break for any reason?
Dromir leans inside the wagon and goes, yes, this will be where we'll be transferring over to the Arcano skis.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I take Addie's hand. I'm like, it's gonna be okay. We can do this.
I feel so sick already.
Yeah, me too.
So, by the time you arrive at the outposts, it's probably around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You've been traveling for about half a day already. And as you get there, you see there are people milling around, and positioned a good couple of 100 meters away from the outpost are a number of about 10-meter long, what look to be in the shape of slightly curved leaves, but made out of metal. Each of them has what can only be described as a marquee or a gazebo on the back of them, and there are people around them making sure, doing what appear to be doing checks. Most of them are sort of tied down with heavy rope, though a few of them are up and are untethered, and these are the ones that seem to have the most people around them. But as you pull into the outpost, the purple light that you saw earlier appears to come from a crystal line formation in the center of this town. Unlike many of the other ley crystals you've seen before, this one appears much more translucent. It does not have sort of the silky, opalescent texture of the others, and emits far more light than the ones that you've seen before, and is also contained in what, if the crystals weren't there, you'd say was a well. As you pull up, a figure slowly with a very confident gait begins to approach the caravan. She's rather tall, around 6'5", has hair cut short in a pixie cut. She's very muscular, as you can see from both her arms, with a short sleeve gambeson that she's got on, wearing over a breastplate. At her side, she has what appears to be a curved longsword. And as the carts pull up, Dromir hops out, and the the figure just puts her arms out wide and goes, "Dromir Ralgath. It's been a few years, and you call me out of the blue asking for a favor. Last time I remember, you were the one that owed me a favor, not the other way around." And Dromir goes, "Well, you know, you never forget a favor, do you, Radara?" And she goes, "I don't. I also don't forget the fact that you owe me over 15,000 gold pieces."
Ooh.
And Dromir goes, yes, we'll sort that out at some point. Anyway, I'd like you to meet, well, I suppose we call them the Heroes of Volt, the avenging party that saved my life as well as all of Volt. And she looks into the cavern and goes, hey.
Hi.
What's up?
Good day. Do you want to get out, Addie?
Yeah, I really do.
All right, come on. Let's go take you for a walk or something.
Thank you.
As the Arcanists clamber out of the other wagon with a sort of slight pop as the air fills in back the space that was there before, the horses disappear and both of the wagons clatter to the floor.
Interesting.
And Esseltier wanders over and goes, "Oh yes, God's waste. I've read a lot about the civilization that existed here long ago. Dreadful place."
Nobody asked you, fuckface. Oh, I feel sick. Can we
let's
go for a walk?
Come
Yeah,
on,
thank
come
you.
on. Let's go for a walk.
Thank you.
Did you eat before you got on? You didn't, did you?
Radara takes the rest of you and pulls you away and goes, along with Dromio, and goes, "So, I'm sure Dromio has told you a little bit about my establishment. We're known as the Desert Runners. We are one of the few companies here which manages the Arcano skiffs. We're also a mercenary branch, if you should need any of those services." She flips you all a sly smile. "We'll be taking you across the wastes today in approximately," she pulls out a pocket watch from a hang, 17 minutes and 34 seconds.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Your equipment is already being packed onto the skiffs. You'll be taking skiffs 4 through 7, as well as 2 skiffs which will be manned completely by our own mercenaries as sort of a protection. I'll leave it amongst yourselves to decide exactly which configuration you're traveling in the skiffs in. However, you must do it for at least 5 minutes prior to travel.
Okay.
All right.
In a journey through the wastes, do not listen to the voices. Do not stare at the sand too long. Keep your eyes fixed on the horizon line, and if you go through any green gas clouds, do not breathe them in.
That was a lot in a very short space of time. Can you just say those again?
Are you clear?
No!
Good.
Yeah.
Right. Moving on.
Look at the horizon. Don't breathe in the green gas. Right.
Don't listen to the voices.
Don't listen
Don't
to
listen
the
to
voice. Oh.
Keep all of your body parts inside each of the skis at any point in time. You do not have insurance. I will not take any credit for the fact that you may lose a limb, your body, or your immortal soul during
I think
this
we
journey.
do have insurance. Remember the 7 pieces of paper we signed? The guys.
No, that was for
Yeah,
going
that
up
was
the
that was
lift.
just for going up the lift.
Just for the. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. You'll be traveling at approximately 80 miles an hour.
Nice.
Okay.
However,
Is this? Yeah, go on.
depending on circumstances, we may push it up to anywhere between 150 to 200 miles an hour, dependent on circumstances.
So to play it safe, let's stick to 88 mile an hour.
I'm afraid I don't understand the joke you're trying to make there, sir. Now,
Going in fast.
do you have any questions?
Is there a trader or vendor around here that we can maybe get some stuff from before we leave?
What exactly is it you wish to requisition?
Maybe some food or something to drink for my friend here who's feeling a little bit
I'm
sick.
afraid we don't have any of those supplies vacant at the time. You can put in a requisition request and it will be fulfilled any time between the next 1 to 3 weeks.
Oh,
Yeah, well, it's
Dara,
not- is it?
want some of
Yes.
that? And I, because we actually got rations before we left. I give her some of the Limbus stuff.
Yeah, thank you. I think that'll help. I don't feel this is gonna go. Yeah.
Now,
You'll be
if
fine.
you have any feelings of travel sickness, please vomit inside the ski. Vomiting outside may result in your soul being stretched from your body and rendered into 1,000 pieces, which I will not be picking up.
This is gonna be.
I kind of wish they'd mentioned this part before we agreed to do it.
Okay.
Like, no one mentioned about our soul being rendered into tiny pieces.
No.
I mean, let's face it, if we were told, we'd probably still do it.
Well, yeah, but it would have been nice to have known in advance, you know, rather than at the last minute. Like, here, you're getting on this thing in the next 10 minutes. Don't look in the sand or listen to the voices or breathe in the gas.
At this point, you realize that Radara has been leading you through the outpost to the other side of it, And she turns to you all now and goes, "The wastes." And as you look beyond what seems to stretch on forever is an expanse of grey sand. And purely looking upon it fills your mind with a sense of dread, a feeling of staring into the ages past, of deaths long since forgotten. However, when you actually look at it, it just seems like a desert of dust.
This
In the
is
distance,
so cool.
storms of whip up, pulling dunes and shifting them about in an ever-changing landscape. And as you stare into the clouds, you see a green tinge flex across the sky, giving an entire sense of ominous dark the area.
Mm.
Now, you have exactly 8 minutes, 14 seconds until we depart.
How many people
Okay.
to a skiff?
Recommended amount is 4,
Okay.
excluding driver.
Okay, so all of us could go on one, or we could split up and go amongst different ones.
Splitting up.
Recommendation is that any bodyguards do not drive the skis, especially untrained bodyguards.
I don't think
Okay.
any of us are qualified to be handling that sort of equipment.
I don't want it.
So, do any of the Arcanists do they know how to drive these things?
Jeremy goes, "Oh yes, I will be driving one of them."
But you're going to
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary,
Yes, on the other side of the wastes.
Oh.
right? But then, were we getting off? Are we all getting off then?
Yes, these skis only work on sand.
Yeah, we can't take them
Oh.
up the mountain.
All right.
The
Magic.
wagons are being packed on to the skis as well. Or-
I'm
Oh.
calling front dibs on the front, dibs on the
Okay.
very
but
first
yes,
one.
I will be traveling on one. The length
How
of
many
the
do we
covering
I'm
have?
up dibs on Solent.
is
We've got
10
two-
altogether.
Yeah,
Really don't
there's
care.
10 of us traveling, and we've got 4, 5, and no. How many? 4, 5, 6, and 7. We've got 4
Yes.
in total.
Any that you're not using will be filled with the bodyguards.
Right.
It seems that Dromir has just booked out a random number.
Fair enough.
I'm so happy right now just that I get to do this. I will even take the weird guy. Yeah, so that's fine. I'm so fine. Even he can spoil us.
Personally,
We'll try,
I kind of
sure.
want Dervac. But I feel like he has to go with Assaultier so that no one kills Assaultier.
I've just
I'll
realized
slightly
that
maim him
his
if necessary.
his name is Asshole Tier, because that's what he is.
Stu's regretting all of his choices right now.
Oh, was that not on purpose? Shit, sorry, I'm gonna shut up again. I thought that might have been on purpose, because never mind.
His first name is Essel, his last name is Tyr,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Asshole.
as in the god from Nordic mythology.
I want to
Keep
go
right
somewhere where I can curl up and just not look at anything and not
Maybe
worry.
the last one, just in case you do, because if it flies back, and just say.
Yeah, sit at the back just in case.
Yeah, okay. I'll sit in the back one.
I think we need to board soon. 5 minutes before.
Yeah.
So happily skipping, running down, jumping.
Who's
into the first
going
one.
in which?
I'm going
you
with
can-
Solent.
You can move the Arcanists around where you want as well. Randall, you can't move Randall around where you want. He gets to choose.
Aww. But that would be my favourite.
Aw.
I will stay with Addie to make sure that she's okay and look after her
Okay.
and make sure that if she's going to be sick, she is
Yep.
sick somewhere that's convenient.
Then I'll go into the first one, and I'll take Assaultia.
I
You said
kind
that
of
with
want.
an A. You said that with an A.
I don't care. You make names that I can pronounce, and then we'll talk.
I thought you were playing on the.
I was not.
And
For
we'll
once.
have Tish in with us.
Okay, so one of them will be
We'll take skiff number 4.
Yeah.
And it'll be me, Addy, and Tish will be in that one.
The back, yeah?
Yeah, but we'll be at the back.
So are you? There's, including the driver, there's 5 to a skiff. To a ski.
Yeah.
So you need 2 more. One of them would be Dromir.
Okay. So then just put a merc in with us then.
Yeah, just fill up our spaces with mercs, because we're not going to fill them
Yeah, we're
with
not gonna fill
5 with
canoes.
4 skis.
No, you don't have to use all 4.
Oh.
Any that you don't use will just be filled with mercs.
Alright, then I'll go with Zelen in the one with Wulfric and old awesome half-orc dude.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
his lisp.
And SLT.
SLT's with me.
Which
Wait,
would give us how many?
Yeah, so that's 3 skiffs.
Durvac and SLT always go together.
Alright, okay, then I'm not going on that one.
I didn't know that.
I'll go on one with
so-
just Zelen and fill it with mercs, I don't mind. Because they're never going to get... You can't get all of us
Hmm.
Yeah,
onto
so then-
2.
Yeah, you
Wulfric
can.
and...
There's 5 per skiff. There's 10 of you.
But there's the driver as well.
That's including the driver.
Is
The drivers of the skiffs that have you guys on are Zalent and Dromir.
Right.
Oh, right.
Oh, I didn't realise that Zalent was a driver.
Yeah, that's what Dromir said.
Okay, so in that case... Take...
Right, who's going on
Oh, my
Dromir's sled?
brain's just died.
Me, Addy, and Tish.
You, Adara, Tish. So there's 1 space on that one. And then on the other one, Zelensky will be Tae'la, Wulfric, Durvac, and Esseltia. Which would
So
leave Niss on the one with Adara. And
Oh, right, okay. So someone will have to travel with us. So it's up to you guys as to who you
Yeah.
want to go. Come
Yeah,
with
we
us.
had Niss, SLT, Durvac, Wulfric, 1 merc.
No, then there's no
No.
driver there.
Yeah, Zalent
He's
has to be
saying,
the
he's
driver of the
saying
other
that,
one.
Okay.
that despite us having X amount of skiffs, we only actually have 2 drivers.
Hmm.
So in actual
All the
fact,
Arcanists were drivers. Okay.
no, only 2 of them are drivers.
This is a lot more complicated than it needs to be.
so forget
Right.
forget that we've got skiffs 4 through 7. Just we've got 2 skiffs because
Right.
Dromir has to be on 1.
Dromir
And-
said that the only drivers are Dromir and Zalent. So you have 2 drivers.
We only have 2 skiffs, regardless of how many skiffs there are. We actually only have 2. Dromir is in one of them. Salent is in the other, and then we have 4 spaces behind each.
And the fact that Durvac and SLT have to go together means...
For the reason that you said before, to stop
Yeah.
someone murdering SLT.
I wouldn't murder SLT. That's why I
But
offered to take him.
Yeah, that's the
Can we
idea,
also
we're
take a
both
cabbage and a goat and a wolf just while we're at it?
That
See,
was
I
my-
thought it was a fox, some grain, and a chicken.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what was that one? Anyway, so one of them, let's just make this very easy. One of them will be Zalent, Esseltia, and Durvac. The other will be Dromir and
Tish,
Tish. Who is going with Dromir and Tish? Carl.
myself, and Addy, and then one other person.
Okay,
Go whichever the first skiff is.
that's that one. 'Cause
Cool.
that's
But
the one
Dara
with
wanted
Dromir.
to be at the back.
No, I wanted to be at the back.
They're not running. It's not in a line like that. It's in a line that's
Ah.
horizontal.
Okay.
So you can sit at the
I
back.
can sit at the back, curled up, like holding onto the shirt of the person in front of me, just kind of like crying myself.
Sure.
And the other one will be the remaining members of the party.
Yeah, me and Tae'la are with those 3.
Okay. Right, I've got that written down. So, after a period of arguing over who's going with who, you eventually make your way to your skiffs. The rest of the skiffs are filled up with members of the mercenary company. Radara is not going with you; she is staying here. But she comes up to the sides of the skis to make sure they're all okay before you set off. And it's just right. You have exactly 47 seconds until you set off. Hold on tight. It's rather fast.
Okay. Let's get on.
Go.
You see now Dromir and Zelent walk to the front of these skis. And there is sort of two sort of mounds of like a dull metal, and behind them are two places where it seems you clip yourself in, and both of them walk up to them and with seemingly practice motion both clip their boots into these holds, and then they each of them places their hands on the domes, and as they do, you feel both of the skis begin to move and rock slightly before they, after a moment, move themselves up into the air until they're about 2 to 3 feet from the ground. And you can see now as the arcane winds push underneath, a cloud of this dust begins to puff up around all of you. Radara steps back. The last thing she says before she puts on a mask goes, "I wouldn't breathe that in. That's the dead bones of thousands of years past." She puts on a mask over her face.
Great.
But you see now as a ring of runes begins to form slowly around the back of each of these skis. Around 2 foot into the skis they form, but around the outside of the ski. And eventually now circles begin to join up the edge of this circle of runes. And as they hit the bottom, you feel like a quiver through your body of like electrical shock before everything around you goes silent and you jet forward, instantly propelled from the base starting speed to the maximum speed that these things can go instantaneously. Anyone standing up is thrown off their feet and clatters to the ground, save for the people strapped in, as you begin to roar across the desert, a cloud of dust billowing around you. But for the most part, the sound of the skis themselves is completely silent, seemingly muffled by the spell. All you can hear is the whip of the wind around you and the pulling of the sand underneath as it's dragged by the air current and blown out behind you in a big cloud.
And me going, woohoo!
So
somewhere you hear Adara like.
The ride is surprisingly smooth, but you are still going at 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, no thanks.
On a sheet of metal that's probably around 2 inches thick at most. So, as you blast through the desert, you dodge around dunes. Those on Dromir's ski, you find yourselves being a little more flamboyant. You might glide up the sides of certain skis. At certain dunes, you may find yourself gaining a bit of air, bumping to the ground every now and again. Dromir's at the front, a massive grin on his face. At one point, he takes one of the hands off the dome and skids the craft a good half mile in one long ski before resuming going forward because the acceleration is instant. However, for those on the craft with Zelent has opened a book in between 2 domes and is reading that going forward. Every now and again you see she like makes a slight motion to dodge around the dune without even looking. And you'll hear her say one word every sort of minute as she flips the page magically.
She's the coolest.
You see now that because the belongings from the wagons have been taken out and the wagons disassembled to go on here, alongside Esseltier's pack, which is very obvious by the size and grandeur of it, there is what appears to be Dervak's belongings, but it is simply just one long tube.
Oh, it's his staff. Is it?
But you continue going through, and Dromir begins, on the one with Dromir on, but Dromir begins just sparking a conversation as he's drifting sideways through it, saying, "So, yes, is this your first time on one of these?" as he's currently drifting at 80 miles an hour.
Certainly my first time, yes. I'm assuming it's probably Addie's first time too, as she's...
I don't like this.
I love this. I've heard about them when I was a little child, and I mean, we could never afford this sort of thing from the group I was with, and I started babbling. But this is so cool.
I hear you on not affording it. If it hadn't been for the city treasury, this would have cost 7,000 gold each.
Fuck.
And as he writes it, and
Yay, work expenses.
as he writes it and begins charging forward, now he just sort of turns to you all and winks slightly as he moves slightly on the domes, and the circle glows even brighter, and he begins shooting forward even faster, pulling very rapidly ahead of the other ski for a moment before you feel his head jolt, and he just slows down again. On the other ski, you see as Dromir's ski begins whooshing past you, Xanault just whispers something, and then the Dromir's ski starts sliding back into position.
That was a message spell.
But after a couple of hours pass and you get into the rhythm of your journey, Dromir is telling you a little bit about the wastes, and for some reason it seems to be coming over in both of the skis. And Xanault has been very quiet for a while. But Dromir is talking about how no one really knows what happened with the wastes, but they stretch for a good portion of the eastern continent of Iriond. They're completely uninhabitable, very dangerous, and they are accosted by all number of various spirits, and are the source of many forms of undead throughout all of Iriond.
So it's
He says,
true. Sorry. So it's true what she said with that's basically the dust of a lot of dead people.
Dromir goes, unfortunately, yes. Thankfully, these skis have an air bubble around them. Most of the time, it stops that sort of dust getting in.
Hey, Niss, if we ever go back to Skiff, we should tell Aldebot so he can use some of this to make bread.
That is, I would just reach out and get a bit of dust if I would survive that. I don't think so. I don't think Radara
It's probably
would
not a good idea.
But yes, Alderbot will love this.
Just think about how many loaves of bread he can make.
Yeah, how bad it would taste. Probably you'd be cursed as well.
Yeah, probably.
He'd love it.
Yeah, of course.
Your conversation is interrupted by the ground around you tremoring. You don't feel it so much yourselves, but you all see in the distance as dunes begin to shift and fall, breaking apart, cracks appearing in them as they are knocked to the ground by a rumbling around all of you.
That's normal, right?
Dromir slows the sled slightly.
That's not normal. But...
No, that's not normal. Draw your weapons. We have to keep going, though. As he pushes on, you see now he reaches one hand off, begins to drift the ski as he points towards the other ski and whispers something to Zalant, and you see he's going as he's having to point. He's like, oh god. He continues to point, and after a while he's like, and he puts both hands, and the ring around you begins to glow so bright that you can almost not make out the individual runes as you begin to blast forward now at an incredible speed. As Jeremy goes, be careful, if we crash now, we die. We're currently going at well beyond the limits of what these are supposed to go, around 300 miles an hour.
You guys might.
You're the best.
Sure.
But you see now, you're traveling very quickly by this point, and you see now that the dunes along here now tremor again and begin to fall away once more. Jeremy is like, this is not good.
I draw my bow.
I get some parchment out and I start drawing something as well.
Casty hand is up.
No. One is enough. One is enough.
And the tremors resound for a third time, but now through the sound of the wind and the whooshing of the dust underneath you, you hear this horrible bellowing cry just echo throughout this landscape. Before you look over and you see one of the mercenary skis underneath it, a gigantic form just ruptures from the ground, blowing apart the ski and just tearing it to pieces. As it is just flung everywhere, and at this speed it just disintegrates into hundreds of pieces as this giant worm form of purple ruptures from the ground.
Yep, that's what I thought it was going to be.
2 feet more, just swallows up the remaining pieces of this ski before it begins into the ground once more and bursts up alongside all of you, just skirting along, seeming to go as fast as you, or it may just be that big. And I'd like you all to roll initiative.
I don't want it.
I do.
Yeah, you do. We
Purple
monster hunting now, boys.
We need to walk without
This is the
rhythm.
beginning of Monster Hunter 4. We monster hunting now, boys.
Shit.
Yeah, boy.
Right.
Well, save some for me, won't you?
So, 25 to 20?
Hang on, ang a banger. Ang a banger a secundo. No.
15 to 20.
15.
18! I know what I'm doing.
Okay. 10 to 15?
13.
13.
That would be...
Yeah.
That would be Tae'la going first.
Fuck.
Okay. 5 to 10?
Nope. I've got a big fat 4.
Ooh.
Don't worry. The worm got a 0.
Ooh.
Neat!
Well, technically, the worm already killed off an entire thing, so
Yeah, like 5.
it's already had it. As far as I'm concerned.
So, as you begin combat, you just hear Dromir yell out. He just goes, "Combat speed!" and just slams both his hands into the side of the domes, and you hear something crack. You're pretty sure that might be Dromir's palms. As you just see a great wall of sand whoosh over the top of the ski, being pushed away by this ring of runes as he just slows it down as far as he can. He just turns and he's like, "We're not going to outrun this. You have to drive it off."
All right.
Which brings us to Adara. So, you are
Okay.
on the ski on the right. Next to you is this large form, probably around 15 feet from you, is this huge form of this worm. There's no map because this would
Yeah,
be
sorry,
very
my
complicated to run a map.
my dyslexic brain is trying to work out left and right for a second. Yeah, no, that's left to me, but sure, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'm on the ski on the right,
Mm-hmm.
and where is
No,
the
you're on
worm?
the ski. Sorry, my apologies. You're on the ski on the left because you're on the ski with Dromir, which was the first
Yes.
one.
And the worm is in
The worm is on the right.
of my
So-
ski, or so it's in the middle of the two, or is
There
all
is-
the way
There
over?
is your ski,
Yeah,
10 feet gap.
Yeah.
Zalent's ski,
yeah.
15-foot gap. Worm. I'm sorry, I got the two of you
No, that's
mixed
okay.
around.
Uh,
The skis themselves are around 10 feet wide. So in total, there's 35 feet between you and the worm.
shit. Of course it is. Fuck. Okay. Sorry, you'll have to give me a second because now I know how far away everything is.
Yes, you're up next, by the way.
I'm gonna pull my glaive out and I'm gonna have to sit tight for now. If the worm Can I hold my action for if the worm comes within 30 feet of me?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, thank you.
All right, Niss.
How fast are we going right now?
You can't tell, but you've slowed down a lot.
A lot. I'm just gonna shoot at it because I should be able to still hit it, right?
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
You would have disadvantage due to the wind, but because of how large it is, you have advantage. So, cancel
it. When do I have to call the 4 charges? Before or after the attack roll?
One moment. This is your Guilt Gleam Longbow.
Yeah.
Ah!
It's before the attack. Because you have to say the next arrow.
Yeah. Then I'll do that. I'll use one of the charges because that thing is big.
Alright, go for it.
It's a 17 plus 2, 19.
That does hit, yep.
Yes. I'm guessing no sneak attack or anything.
No.
I'm up it. It's 4 plus 2d6. That's 4, 12, 13 plus 2, 15 damage.
15 damage. All right. So as you pull an arrow out, you notch it into your bow, and as you do, you call upon the power of the bow. Pulling it out, the arrow within seems to liquefy, turning into a pale golden substance that shimmers like metal. And as you let go, it bursts out in like a trail. It's not a single arrow; it's like a lance that just splits through the air between you and the worm, impacting into the side of it. You see a burst as it strikes into the side of the creature, and you can hear the creature lets out this horrifying roar as it has just been struck for the first time probably in a while. And that will end your turn and bring us to...
Whoever is next has advantage, remember.
Yes, so the next attack against that creature has advantage, which brings us to Tae'la. So,
alright,
Wulfric, you're up next.
Well, the advantage will go to Wulfric because I am not using anything that's an attack. It's a saving throw spell.
Okay.
I am going to cast Erupting Earth beneath the worm.
Okay.
So it needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Alrighty. A 4.
Yeah, it doesn't make it. So it takes 3d12.
Okay.
And it the ground beneath it is now difficult terrain. And it takes maths is hard. It takes 23 points of bludgeoning damage.
Alright. So as you lean your arm back, conjuring your druidic magic, you see this great area beneath the worm, unable to erupt like your spell does. The magic twists itself to match the environment before it swirls into a sand pit, essentially a quicksand. As it begins to pull a part of the worm into it, you see its body undulate and disjoint as this large section of the worm is dragged into the earth for a moment. And as your skis continue moving forward, the worm is left behind slightly for a moment, as it is struggling to pull itself out of this powerful motion dragging it down. Which brings us to Wulfric.
Unfortunately, the advantage on the attack's not going to me either, because I'm going to drop something more defensive for now and attack it later. Can I drop Guardian of Faith and center it on the actual vehicle so it travels with us?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Yeah, then I'm just going to do that. So whenever it comes close in for attack, it gets smacked.
Okay. So as you conjure Guardian of Faith, how wide is the area?
The area, it says any creature that comes within 10 feet of the Guardian.
Okay.
And since it's kind of spectral, I don't think it really.
It doesn't occupy a space, no, but
No.
it has an area. So as you summon forth the Guardian, you see a Knight of Helm plants itself 1 foot on either edge of the sides of the bent up sides of the ski, as if it's riding it like a skateboard. As it does, its huge shield and sword ready for anyone to come attack. Close.
Now where in the cool skiff? Not with all those fancy tricks and drifting.
Which brings us to Randall.
Just jealous.
Oh, damn, it's me already.
Yes.
Okay. How far away is it now? Because it's obviously it's lagging behind a little bit than it was.
It's at this point, it's probably judging by how fast you guys are going, it's a good 70 feet behind you. But due to its enormous length, it's also 120 feet behind you as well. So it stretches from 70 feet to 120 feet.
Okay. I will try. Let's just try. How wide is it roughly?
About 15 feet wide.
Okay. Well then, I'm just gonna try a level 1 ice knife to begin with.
Okay.
And see how we go from there. Because then it'll take the 2d6 cold damage as well, won't it? Because it's so big.
It hits the main target anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a melee. It's a melee ranged spell attack. So do I get advantage on this?
You do get
no one
advantage on
else
this, yes, because of the Guilt Gleam longbow.
Alrighty. That's a 25.
That'll definitely hit. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. So we're just doing this at first level. So it's 1d10 piercing damage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 5 points of piercing damage, and then 2d6 of cold damage.
And that's on a dexterity save, right?
Yes.
Okay, which I rolled a 3 on, so it doesn't make it.
Okay. Then that's 9 points of cold damage.
9 points of cold damage.
Yeah.
Okay. So as this tiny little knife slams into the side of this creature, you hear a faint pop as it bursts, but you're unable to tell from this distance just how much damage you've done due to the speed that you're going and how far away the worm is and how big it is in comparison to this itty bitty little knife. Which will bring us to Adara.
It's still miles away from me, yeah?
Oh, sorry, my apologies. It's the worm's go. I just didn't write it down in the initiative order because I'm smart like that.
Okay.
So now you see the worm begins to burrow itself under the ground, trying to avoid the sand trap set up by Tae'la. It bursts, picking up momentum from this. It bursts out of the ground right next to all of you, taking out another of the mercenary skis, just burrowing it into the ground and just consuming it into the sand. And as it does that, it pushes itself around in front of you, attempting to block your path.
How close is it to me at that point?
At that point, it's 10 feet.
Cool, so I can take my attack then, and then I can take my turn, yeah?
Yes.
Cool. Perfect. Alrighty. So if it's only 10 feet ahead of me, I can take both my attacks?
Yeah, you can. You'd have to step to the front of the boat, the front of the ski first, and sort of ride on the front of the ski.
Is that okay? Can I do that?
Yeah.
Neat.
Duck
yeah.
away.
That's fine. Yeah, let's do that. And then I'm going to attempt to hit it twice with my glaive, just as my glaive is.
Yeah.
Cool. Ready. So the first one is a 27 to hit.
That does hit.
And the second one is a 16 to hit.
That misses.
That misses. Okay, the first one attacks then. And that is, if I could stop rolling dice into my lap, that would be superb. That's 11 points of damage.
Okay. So as you leap into action, pulling your glaive out from your belongings, you stamp onto the front of the ski. All sense of motion sickness forgotten as you jab into this creature as it comes close with your glaive, holding on tight so it's not getting pulled away by the immense forces of motion going on right now. You tear a gash into the side of the creature. But as you're going in for the second strike, it clangs off a piece of chitinous armor that this has. Or chitinous armor. How do you say that word?
Chitinous, yeah.
Chitinous armor.
Please say it chitinous, or my tiny body will like do this every time you say the other one. I promise it's for a really good reason as well. I promise it's for a really good reason that I hate
it
that.
Slams into the side of this creature, unfortunately not doing any damage with that strike. But
What
it
was
is
that
your go now.
Number that did not hit.
A 16 didn't hit.
Alright, then let's go again. I'm gonna continue hacking at it.
Okay.
That's okay. Hang on. Or do I? Yeah. We'll just carry on hacking at it. That's fine for now.
Just so you're aware, the end of your turn, you're going to collide with it if you don't do anything about that. As the ski is moving.
As in end of the turn or end of the round?
Dara's turn.
Right.
I don't know that. Is Jeremy not steering it?
The worm has come in front of you. The worm is here, and the ski is like that. It's a big worm.
Yeah, but what can we do about that?
Yeah,
Dromir?
what can Adara do about that? She's not driving, she can't drive it.
Alright. I'm not gonna stab it. I'm gonna take my glaive and throw it bring it to my side. I'm gonna grab Dromir's hands and I'm gonna push them sideways in the vain hope that makes the ski go out sideways.
Yeah, the reason why Dromir hasn't reacted to it yet is because this worm coming around,
that's fine.
and this happening has happened in the space of like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Even less than that.
But I can react to it though, because it's my turn. So I'm
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab his hands, and from what I understand from watching him do the thing, I'm gonna pull them in the direction that I think is gonna lead us like around the worm at least.
Yeah, I would like you to make an intelligence check for me, please.
Shit. Oh, come on, dice. You know you want to. There you go. It's an 18.
All right, so as you grab hold of Dromir, he's still trying to react to it, but your initiative has just allowed you to push him to the side, and he grabs onto the side of the domes, just trying to drag it as he can, and your ski slides around the ski slides into one of Dromir's trademark drifts as you pull one of his hands off it like he's been doing before. Before Dromir pulls his hand away and slams it onto the side of it, causing you to ricochet off into a right angle so that the worm is here and you've just gone like that. Alongside, and you're now traveling alongside the worm once again.
We Tron now, boys!
Basically light cycling, yeah.
Yeah! We Tron now, boys.
It's your goodness.
That was the second round.
Yeah, so I held my action the first one, and then that was my second one, because I didn't action surge there. Yeah.
Good. I'm gonna attack it again.
Okay.
With with a second charge.
Yeah. You do get sneak attack on this.
Lovely.
Yeah, because currently right now Adara is within melee range of it.
Even better.
It's combat, it's hard to visual.
So that's, I think, the same as last time, 19. Yeah.
Yep, that will hit.
So that is the bow. Ooh, hello. 16, 20, 22, and 22, 27, 29, 39.
Rogues, man.
All the dice.
So, as you knock to the side by the sudden motion of the ski turning 90 degrees, but you carry the momentum backwards as you pull the string once again. You loose off another arrow, and once again it turns to this pale golden liquid. As it strikes into the side of it, you can see the shimmering effect of it now, as it covers a huge section of this creature in a sort of pearlescent coating which seems to highlight edges where one could strike. But as this one punches hard into the creature, you see it burrows a hole, and a spurt of inky, sort of purplish blood gouts out across the ski, covering Dromir down the side in this horrible purplish blood. And you just hear him just spit some out to the sides. Like, oh.
Sorry.
Which brings to Tae'la.
Sorry.
Okay, I am. Okay, is there a way that I could potentially perform a spell that has a 100-foot line and not hit the other ski?
Yes.
Sick. Okay, I am going to do lightning bolt. I'ma zap this fucking worm. So
Okay.
it needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Wait, lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Druids get lightning bolt?
Yep. Oh, hang on. It could just be a mountain druid spell. I've got those spell cards, and it just like.
Right. Yeah, I believe lightning
Is
bolt's
it-
just on like
Man,
a
if
mountain
it's
druid
just for
spell.
mountain druids, I'd be so sad.
I believe it is. Yeah, because that's why I love mountain druids, because they get one of my favorite spells.
I think you have call lightning, but
Yeah, call lightning. You can get.
Oh, I'm sad now. Okay.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
not gonna do lightning bolt. Oh.
No, you're not. That sounded really mean.
What's this, Yeah, fuck it. I'll do call lightning instead. I'm committed to the lightning effect.
Okay.
I'm gonna zap it with lightning from the sky instead.
Yeah.
Um,
So as you begin to cast a spell, the air around you begins to cloud over and create a storm. And as you pull your hand down, you drag lightning with it, and this greenish bolt of lightning strikes from these clouds into the top of this creature.
Yeah.
How does that work?
It's a dex saving throw still.
Oh dear. That's a 13.
Nope. That is
Highest
a
I've
big
rolled, but
fat
still
failure.
not.
So it takes 10, 13, 17 points of lightning damage.
17 points of lightning damage. All right. So, as the lightning crashes into it, and you see it shimmers around the outsides as the lightning sparks between plates of armor and long-forgotten barnacles from creatures from long ago. That will end your go, and it will be Wulfric's go.
Okay. How many people are around me currently?
Five.
As in, like, our people, like, how close is everyone to me?
Oh, it's close to you is just Tae'la, and then
So, just our
yeah,
view.
how close is close?
Is anyone on the other within 30 foot?
Yes.
Right.
You've also made that right angle turn, but you weren't as.
Yeah, we were a little bit further behind, so we could see it happen. Right. In that case, Crusader's Mantle. So everyone gets to add a D4 radiant damage to everything that they hit with.
Okay. So, as you stand up on the other ski, both you and the Guardian of Faith both raise your swords to the sky as pauldrons appear on each of your party members, pauldrons of light, which unfurl out into a long cloak behind each of them, made out of this shimmering light. It's just the outline of them, but it shimmers around them in this sort of pale bluish light of Helm.
aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yup.
Literally done no damage yet. All I've done is style.
Buff, 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 buff. All right, which brings us to Randall.
Wulfric, the party's bedazzler.
Seeing Tae'la conjuring lightning down from the sky, I will also use. I will use lightning bolt. I'm sorry, it's the only lightning I have. But I'm going to cast this at 4th level.
Okay.
So again, it has to make a dex save.
A 17 that time.
Higher
roll every time.
Shit, that matches.
Okay, so it passes.
So yeah, so it passes. Fuck.
Um,
So
so it
that's
takes half
9d6. 9d6 plus 4.
Go on.
4. That's 10.
96 plus 4?
Plus 1d4, he meant.
Oh,
Yeah, 1d4. Sorry. So it's 10. That's 24. 36. So 36 for the lightning damage, and then an extra 3 points of damage from the thing from Wulfric.
Unfortunately, you don't get the extra damage from Wulfric's because it has to be made with a weapon attack.
Oh, does it?
Well, then it's just 36 then.
Only is that halved?
Then that's the total. So
Okay,
you have
so it's
that's gonna be half.
18 altogether then.
Yeah.
Still a respectable amount of damage.
Yeah, but 4th level.
So as the lightning bolt arcs, the very now bluish lightning as opposed to the greenish lightning of Tae'la, because it's not natural. The bluish lightning is not natural. Blasts into the side of this this creature. It seems to have learned how to deal with this a bit from just getting struck with lightning mere seconds before, and you see it slows itself slightly, and the worm sort of appears to just zip behind you from because of the speeds you're all going at, as it tenses all its muscles up to avoid being spasmed by the lightning. And that will bring us to the worm. So this is going to work kind of weird. So as the worm rears itself up, it goes down to strike the second ski, and I would like everyone on that to tell me your armor class.
Which one?
Which one? Sorry,
The second one is the one with Zelant. So that's
right.
Wulfric and Tae'la.
My AC is 20.
You people have armor class for days.
18 and 20. Okay. Oh. So it got a 17 altogether. So as it bears down, both of you look up into this and you're like, oh god, and Wulfric and Tae'la in unison, shields just come up and you slam them into the side of the inside of this creature's mouth as it begins. It's as large as the entire mouth is as large as the ski. It could just swallow you whole, but as you bring your shields up, you slam them onto the insides of the mouth, and just as it comes down, you're just dragging the interior of this creature's mouth out of it across your shields. And as you do that, the creature rears back, now blood spewing from inside of its mouth as it tears itself away, unable to get the clamp down on you.
And it's safe to say it was within 10 feet of the Guardian of Faith.
It ate the Guardian of Faith for a moment. Yeah.
I like to imagine because Tae'la has a shield on her right hand and Wulfric will have his on his left. As we bring it up, we kind of just fist bump.
Yeah.
Takes 20 damage from the Guardian of Faith, yeah?
Yeah. Well, it's a dex save. 20 if it fails, 10 if it succeeds. That's to beat a 15.
1.
Yeah, 20 then.
All right. And that will bring us to Adara. So the creature is still within 30 feet, but it's not within 10 feet.
Okay. So who's it near to?
It's currently right next to Wulfric and Tae'la.
Okay. Then I'm gonna forego my action and my bonus action, and I'm gonna get Niss to attack it instead. Okay.
Is this Commander Strike?
Yep. So I'll take a superior dice off.
That one.
Yeah, I forego an attack and a bonus action to get somebody else to attack.
You still need to take the attack action to do that, though.
What?
You forego one of your attacks when you make the attack action to make a Commander Strike, because you actually have to attack to forego an attack.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't aware that was how we did it last time.
You have to attack to forego an attack? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so you forego an attack when you make an attack action. Attacks and attack actions are two different things.
So can she do it or not?
No.
Unless you
No,
make an
because I
attack.
can't attack it.
But you can attack.
Well, I
If you
can
set your glaive on fire.
if I set my glaive on fire, but I'm not sure what that's gonna do to like anything around here because it's all dusty as shit out there.
When you take the attack action on your turn, you can forgo one of your attacks.
Right.
Oh, so basically, forgo the second attack.
Yeah.
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 It's like I'm showing you where to hit, now hit.
Right. Okay.
Okay, then we're gonna have to hope that I don't have to use this again. No, fuck it. No, we won't. We won't. I'm just gonna hold my action and see if it comes again, within sort of that 10 foot of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Let's do it that way.
And that will bring us to Niss.
Just hit again, but with without the extra.
Yeah. You get advantage.
Without being extra.
You have advantage on this.
Oh, bro.
From your last attack.
Really?
Yeah. No one else had an attack roll. It was all saving throws.
Oh, that's fine. The first one hit anyway. No, a d20. The first, it's way higher than I rolled last time, so 24,
Okay, yeah.
26.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And because this is a weapon, you do get the radiant damage.
Yay!
So you get an extra.
And I
D4.
get sneak attack as well because I have advantage on it, right?
Yes, correct.
Good.
Because Wulfric's close enough.
Yeah.
That is. I rolled a 4 on your d4, so thank you.
You're welcome.
10, 16, 20, 21, 25, 27.
27. Okay. This is Stuart does maths. There we go. I figured it out. All right. So that will bring us to Tae'la's turn.
I'm bringing down that lightning on his face. So another dex saving throw.
Okay. Sorry, I just accidentally made it do 50 more points of damage than you actually did there. Glad I
Oh,
caught that.
fine.
Okay, that will be a 2.
Well, that doesn't pass, and I just rolled 3 9s for damage.
Okay, 9,
27.
18, 27. Jeez. Wow. Oh man, sorry, my brain's failing now.
It's all good.
There we go. So, as the lightning crashes into the top of this creature once again, it shakes and shudders, which will bring us to Wulfric.
I'm ready to attack it now. I'm going to
Yes.
give it a 3rd level guiding bolt.
Okay.
Unless, is it within melee or
It's
is it pulled
in
back?
melee, right? It's in melee range of you.
It's in melee. Or instead, I will attack
It is pulled.
then.
It is pulled back, but it's reared up. But it's because
Right.
of how large it is. It's still in melee range.
Well, in that case, I'll do a melee attack then.
Okay.
Instead, so that's going to be it's going to be a 12, but I'm going to use thingy.
No, it's not. No. Save
No,
it.
don't do the thing because I have a thing that makes me do it better. It's not War God's Blessing, it's the other one. Guided Strike. So I add 10 to myself.
Yeah.
So making it a 22.
That hits.
So try to remember how this sword works. It's normal sword and then a
Normal sword plus a d6.
Just a d6, right? Cool.
Yeah.
So that's going to be
The flame.
That
tongues
doesn't
there.
use a spell slot, does it?
No.
You
No.
to do that. Okay.
No. And then plus d6. Ooh. So that's 12 points of damage.
Okay.
And then War Priest, I'm going to do that again. Because I can
Finally
do that.
remembering that.
Yeah, which is why I went for this. Yeah, that's going to be not natural 20.
But a 20 nonetheless.
Yes.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so that's going to be 13 points of damage.
Okay. I'm gonna say that's what 27 points damage. Same damage, isn't it?
No, it's just one of the dice rolled a 1. It's like, oh,
Did
but
you
the other
remember
one
to
was
write your
rolled high.
d4s?
You added the d4?
I didn't. I totally forgot about that, and I was the one who cast it. So one d4 is a 4, and
Okay.
the other d4 is a 3.
All right. That's
You have 2d4?
Yeah, I did 2 attacks.
2 attacks. So that's
Oh,
another
2.
7 damage.
Lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, because since level 1, I could attack twice.
Yep. A number of
Equal
times.
to my wisdom modifier.
All right. So that will bring us to Randall.
How is this worm looking? Is it looking like it's going to give up anytime soon?
It's so large, it's impossible to tell.
Okay.
Like, what could be grievous wounds to this creature? You know, it could be absolutely huge. They could be small. You're not sure.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
so
Well,
huge.
I will use my circlet of blasting.
Okay.
To use a scorching ray attack.
Yeah, so that's 3 melee spell, range spell attack. Sorry.
Yes, range spell attack.
3 of
Yeah. Do I get? Now it says on the thing it's a +5 bonus, but
Yes.
because of my robes, does that
Because
include that as well?
It's not you casting it; it's the circlet casting it.
Right. Okay. Well, my
I
first
just
roll
felt
was
myself there, putting me in the head.
my first roll was an 8, so I'm going to say that's an 18.
Okay. That
Instead.
just hits.
It would be 18 plus 5, so it hits properly.
Oh, definitely hits.
Yeah, it definitely hits. That's 15 on the second one.
That 15 in total.
Yeah.
Okay, that misses.
And then 22 on the second one, third one. So
that
2 of
one
them.
also hits. Yes.
Okay.
So that's 4d6 altogether of fire damage.
Oh shit. Let's hold on to that. Too good, too bad. Okay, 6, 11, 13, 14. 14 points of fire damage.
Okay. So as you concentrate on the circlet of blasting, it fires out these 3 lances of fire, and one of them arcs way over the worm's head, but 2 of them strike into the creature, and you see the flesh begins to sizzle and burn where they strike. But it still seems to keep going, which will bring us to the worm, who's going to burrow underneath all of you and bust out in front of you all, in front of the first ski, which will trigger your attack, Adara, because it's bursting out right in front.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make your attack roll.
Cool. Can I make 2?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the way. I'm saying that's the way it works.
All right, sweet. We'll go with that
can't
then.
be bothered.
I was gonna say I do get 2 attacks, and I did, you know.
Yeah, my leg's gone numb, and I can't be bothered to reach over to the left-hand side where the book is.
Neat. Okay, well the first one is a 25.
That will hit. Yep.
And the second one's a 27.
That
Words
also
are
hits.
hard.
Yep.
Cool. Okay. Where is my D10? That's a D12, Pip. Come on now. Where is my D10? Hello? Hello? Okay, well... Oh, there it... I'm stupid. The first one is, 16 damage.
Okay.
And the second one is 7.
Okay. So, as you, as the worm blasts up in front of you, out of the sand, you're ready for it, and the first thing you do is reach out with your glaive and you strike it where essentially the I don't know what that's called, where the 2 lips meet at the side of this creature's mouth, and you catch it on there with your glaive and you hold on tight. It begins to pull you upwards, but as your glaive hits soft flesh, it begins to pull down, and as you peel the side of this creature's mouth open, your glaive separates from it, and the creature just lurches to the side and just slams into the dust and begins. You can see now as it begins frantically just burrowing away from you in a very far direction as it begins to run away after you've just peeled the side of its face open.
Good job.
Nice.
Thanks. I really need to sit down now. I don't feel so great. Oh boy.
Are we now splattered in the blood as well? Because
Oh yeah, your ski is just drenched in it.
Is
Oh.
it?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Dromir reaches up to pat you and realizes as the ski goes into a long drift, he goes, "We can't stop now. We have to get going." And he just rights it as he rights it to stop you falling off the front of it over his head, and you begin to continue to make your way.
Yeah.
I will start using precision
same here.
to
We
start
clean
cleaning
the
us up.
thing.
Yes, please. I'm
We
gonna
look
curl
over
up.
and watch them clean.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
like,
curl up in a little ball at the back of the ski and just kind of like.
Wulfric just
I did okay.
Really well.
takes the frozen popsicle of blood off of his sword and sets it aside. Throws it off the edge.
Smug is Wulfric looking, watching us clean.
He's just stood at the side like this, with his hair blowing.
Can I flick a bit of the blood over with prestidigitation?
You can, but it hits the air globe around the ski and just
That's fine. It's a thought that
flies into the wind.
And the Guardian of Faith is still up as well.
Stood vigilantly. It's mimicking Wulfric's poses.
Does he also have long flowing hair?
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
He has a helmet on, but inexplicably his hair is flowing out the back of it.
Is it one of those with that tassel on top?
Yeah, it's
No,
got
it's like a Jotaro hat.
yeah, it's like a Jotaro.
It's great from the front, but it's really terrible as a helmet from behind.
Yeah.
the back is just a mess. No one quite
Yeah,
knows.
it's just it's like a backless helmet. The hair's just flowing out. At the front, it's a great helm. At the back, it's a.
Again, aesthetic.
It's like
more
it's like the
important
mullet
than
of
actual
of helmets.
It is. It's the mullet of helmet.
Business at the front and then party at the back.
Thing is, it's helm, so it's business at the front. Slightly longer business at the back.
I've never wanted a piece of fan art more.
And the Jotaro Kujo Spirit Guardian.
So,
Wait, is the Guardian of Faith my stand?
no.
Could be.
No, that comes later.
Well,
So,
Everyone gets a stand, it's fine.
eventually the skis begin to slow as in the distance you see approaching very quickly a large seemingly on the very edge of the waste is a large very green lush huge oak tree forest. Just straight hits the edge of the waste, no graduation or anything. And you come to a stop and you slow as you see built on the very edge of the waste is another similar outpost, and a number of people begin to wave you down as the skis come to rest. The remaining 2 skis after the others were destroyed. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Woo.
we're alive.
Yeah, yeah.
Pebble Lamb!
More than all these mercenaries can say for themselves.
It's fine. I forgot to mention all the mercenaries were wearing red.
Oh, right. Well,
You should have known.
That's
Should've
what you
known.
get, because Stu's been watching a lot of Star Trek lately.
Yes, I have. Though not the series with the red shirts in, but yeah. All right. So, thank you very much for joining us. Does anyone have anything to say? There we go. Before we leave.
I've started streaming again.
yeah, go follow Matt.
Too early.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings from 9 until 12 UK time. So if you're up in the morning and you want some company, then come stop by my channel and hang out, and we'll play some games and talk some bollocks.
It's good. It's a good time. It is actually a good time. Hanging out in there in the mornings is A++. But I'm biased because I kind of like him a bit.
All right. Well,
Hey, look.
I like a little bit though.
Yeah.
Take or leave him is,
if that's all everyone has to say, thank you very much for joining us. Please do remember, if you enjoy the stream, to give our gracious host Susie a follow down below. And if you really love the stream and want to support Susie even more, you can of course subscribe, but that's completely optional. If you want to catch up on the Talevyrr VODs, they are in the chat currently. You can follow any of us on Twitter if you want to keep up with what's going on, not just in this game, but in the others. I believe that's it.
This pretty much covers everything, I think.
All right. Well, once again, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next week for another episode of Talevyrr.
Oh boy.
Night.
Bye.
Oh boy.